In this video clip, I want to discuss and share with you the frustration you have when you find the city violating their own city ordinances and you try to get somebody to do something that seems very simple to you, but they just sent you a polite email and blow you off. And so this is a bunch of material that is stored behind the Oakwood Annex building in an historic cemetery. It has nothing to do with anything at this site. It was from some other location, from another city division, and they just decided to store this material here and then use it somewhere else in the city at another point. So I opened up a conversation with the city. So that was back on January the 16th of 2019, and I got nowhere. I decided I'm going to do a public information request, and it's the one strong tool that the citizens have that they can get transparency out of city staff. I wanted to see the receipts for the material, and I wanted to know what this stuff was going to be used for. And the response came back. Kevin Johnson is the guy who oversees a lot of the parks projects, and he replies back to the cemetery manager and says, there are no receipts for the material purchased, as everything delivered to the site was surplus material from another project. There are no contracts with outside entities either. That this material was placed there just for storage and has nothing to do with the cemetery division. But it does have value to them somewhere. They're going to put it somewhere. And so I'd already been on this for about 1 year. And so I picked up back with this again with Mr. Segura this year, or 5 days short of 1 year from when I initially took the photos and started my conversation. I get back with him and I say, hey, listen, what about this construction material stored behind the thing? And so I had to educate them that in reviewing the city code, that it's an offense that a person may not engage in temporary construction staging or other construction-related activities within a designated city cemetery unless activities serve construction or maintenance projects within the cemetery or contribute to projects related to public health and safety. It's a city ordinance. But the city leadership decides, well, you know what? They go, hey, thanks for the email, and allow me time to review this further with staff. And guess what? The stuff is still there. This is January 13th of this year. The leadership in the Parks Department and the manager of the cemeteries have to comply with the city ordinances and state laws. They are not above it. They do not have the option just to decide, we're not going to return your email. We're not going to talk to you about this. We're going to do what we damn well please. Here's the video I shot today. It is May the 1st of 2020, and we're at historic Oakwood Annex Cemetery, established in about 1914. What is an ongoing concern is the fact that the city is using the backside of this building right here in the cemetery as a storage yard for materials from other jobs and other divisions. This has nothing to do with the cemetery. So if this stuff has a value and it's going to be used somewhere in the Parks Division, then by all means store it in another yard somewhere. But you don't want to leave this stuff sitting here because A, anybody can drive in here 7 days a week and there's nobody here. So if it has any value, then it's subject to theft. Most importantly, we've had a problem in the past with young vandals picking things like this up and then starting to throw them and smash them onto historic headstones. It's been several years, but every couple of years we get something that happens. It makes absolutely no sense to leave a pile of material here and take that risk. But the Parks Department doesn't care about the rules, the ordinances, or the state law. They'll do whatever they damn well please. And even if a citizen has a legitimate complaint and brings it up, you are just given a sweet little letter saying, oh, thank you for your concern, but that's okay. We're not going to do that right now. That makes me question the leadership in the division and as well as the management in the division.